sleep because I'm going to be right back there. And that felt too real for me. That guy was eating people's teeth. And history is riddled with unexplained events. You can turn back now or learn the stuff they don't want you to know.
Uhura writes to us about lucid dreaming and THC, two things that I'm very interested in. I hope all is well with everyone. I'm writing in reference to a recent episode where cannabis use and its effects on dreams was mentioned. I'm 30 now and began dabbling in recreational marijuana use when I was 18. It started out slowly and quickly became a habit. Around 25, an interest in lucid dreaming was sparked, and I began to do exercises to achieve lucidity. I met my goal a handful of times, which ranged from changing the colors of the carpet in the room I was in to looking into a mirror and altering my appearance until satisfaction. All of this while maintaining my now daily habit. Every now and again, my edge will straighten, and I'll feel the urge to refrain from alcohol and THC for a certain period, and without fail, within about 2 nights of sobriety, my dreams take on a hyper-realistic and malleable form. Otherwise, I feel my dreams are the hazy, daisy, and scattered norm. Long story short, yes, Mary Jane most definitely has an effect on dreams and how vivid they may be. I know lucid dreaming was a sidestep you had mentioned, and Noel had said he was interested in the idea of lucid dreaming. A couple of the ways to encourage this is the following. 1, check the clock often in your awake hours. Look away and back again up to 3 times. This will get you into the habit of checking the time and will eventually seep into your subconscious mind. If you are dreaming, the time will change drastically between glances or may say an impossible sequence of numbers, 1:01:15 a.m., for example. During your awake hours, attempt to push your pointer finger through the opposite hand's palm. Obviously, you couldn't if you're awake, but if you are dreaming, you will be able to. It's kind of like the spinning top in Inception, guys. It's the idea of like a test of some kind to determine whether you're incepted or not, or in this case, just dreaming. 3, fall asleep to a mantra about gaining lucidity while dreaming. I've heard this one before. Tonight, while dreaming, I will realize I am dreaming and gain control of my dream experience. That sounds awesome. These examples have worked for me personally. While checking back on a clock in a dream, the hands of the clock began to spin frantically, alerting me to my dream state. Another time I was having what I would call a nightmare, in which my apartment was being fired upon and overtaken. I didn't want it to be real, so I tried to push my finger through my palm, and lo and behold, my palm stretched like putty protruding from the pressure of my finger, allowing me to stop the bullets heading for me midair and escape easily to safety. Crying, laughing emoji. I do apologize for my rambling. Please don't. This is wonderful, wonderful stuff. I've been meaning to reach out. I listen to y'all almost every day as I am able to listen while I work. I thoroughly enjoy your thoughtful and interesting, very individual perspectives. I often look forward to sharing topics you have covered with my partner and friends. Live long and prosper. Spock finger emoji. Uhura out. Planetary emojis. These are so cool. I think we've all heard a couple of these, but like the clock one is so neat. The idea of kind of checking yourself to see how much time has passed. Like the closest analog to that I can think of, I haven't done the clock thing, but like I'm really bad at sleeping on planes, and I know it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. But I can usually tell when I've fallen asleep by like waking up during a movie that's playing and then realizing that I've like half remembered some of the plot. Because I have this habit where if I fall asleep during a movie, I will still sort of know what's going on. I never fully fall asleep, and I'm sort of like experiencing it in the background, sort of like white noise. And then I'll wake up and I'll sort of have a sense of what's going on, but I'll realize some time has passed and I've missed some little, in-between details, like some things that kind of connected a few things. But I understand generally what's happening in the movie. I don't ever feel completely lost or that I've missed some big moment. I don't know, guys, did any of these in particular resonate with you? I know that the THC element was, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I did a lot of research into lucid dreaming in the past, but I will share one funny story. Again, not to center myself too much, but one thing that I thought would give everybody a chuckle. I thought I was lucid dreaming a couple of times in real life. One time in particular, not going to disclose the circumstances that led to my befuddlement here, fellow conspiracy realist. But I stared at the clock on my oven for about 8 very confused minutes one early afternoon before I realized that 475 is a temperature, not a time. And
Nice.
that I was indeed awake. You can blur
That
the
is so
lines, you know.
cool.
Polyphasic sleeping can help with lucid dreaming too, but your mileage may
So
vary.
that 101 that 101:15 a.m. reference that really hit for you. Like you basically experienced that exact thing. There's no 427 o'clock. That's awesome.
Well, I had forgotten that an earlier version of me a few minutes ago had decided to cook something, which was a bad idea given my mental circumstances at the time. That's the best way to
I
put
see.
it
I see.
diplomatically.
Oh,
But
I love
yeah,
it. No,
aneronauts, dream astronauts. I love it. I do this stuff all the
Well,
time.
loud and clear.
I've really bruised up the center of my palm since we started this segment. I've been trying to get my finger through there, but it's just not working.
No. The test is working. The test is working. Try it again
Sure.
tonight. I love that one. Yeah. Again, there's probably I think that must be a personal version of like any kind of check you can do. Like I was saying in the Inception with the spinning top, but you can't really spin a top if you're in bed, and that requires a little too much awareness to lean over and pick up an object. And this is something you can do just right there without having to move too much. That's really cool. I really want to try some of these. I don't know that I'm personally disciplined enough to train myself to do this, but I'm going to damn well try because I really do want to be. It would be such a cool superpower to be able to control this stuff. And I think, what do you guys think? Is the jury still out on the science of this? Like, are there experts that can just do this and we know they can, or is there some like, yeah, sure, like maybe you can or maybe you can't?
There is a way, so you can tell a little bit, right? We can use data from people's brain waves to figure out what's part of the sleep cycle they're in, and we know that there seems to be. I have to look back into this a little bit more, but we know that there are key changes in the brain that are responsible for certain states that are indicative of dreaming, not just looking at someone's eyes move rapidly. But one thing that may help you, Noel, as well as anybody who wants to try kind of a crash course in this is first you're going to want to limit your intake of intoxicants, and that doesn't just mean like alcohol or marijuana or whatever your vice is. That also means stuff like stimulants like caffeine. Limit it, dial it back as you can. And then I would recommend trying the wake back to bed method. I used to do this a lot. You set your alarm for maybe a couple of hours after you initially go to sleep. And then when you wake up, just hang out for a few minutes and then go back to sleep, and you're more likely to have a lucid dream, or you will if you regularly engage with this. And that's part of the reason, by the way, that people sometimes, if you've ever had a really intense dream or a nightmare, if you've ever woken up and said, I can't go back to sleep because I'm going to be right back there. And that felt too real for me. That guy was eating people's teeth, and I'm just going to wait until dawn, or I'm going to play Tetris or something. That that's part of the idea here, is that when you're waking up for a very short amount of time, you're not all the way awake. And in that dream wake sleep, that gray border between the two, that's where you encounter lucid dreaming stuff. So that might work. You want me to like text you at 3 a.m. and say it's an emergency, and then wait 5 minutes and go, never mind.